Hey. Right, let's do a few stream checks and see what's going on. Are we live? Are we live? You know, I'm not sure if we are. Connection says it's excellent. Camera's working. Nothing's showing up. Okay. Hiya, Peter. Thanks for typing something, Peter. I'm sitting there thinking, is it working? Is it all right? Because there's no messages gone out to say that it's live. You know, like notifications and stuff like that. But it does actually say live when I go and look on the channel, like, and then you just chimed in and said hello. So nice one. Louis, all right, mate? Yeah, you said you'd be here at 8 o'clock. Good to see you both. First time live in since last spring, really, isn't it? Gary, all right, mate? Good to see you. Been a while, hasn't it? I thought that Stu, all right, mate? I'm okay, mate. How's yourself? It's been a good summer for me, but I thought I'd bring these live streams back. Like, it was actually Andy Clark who asked me about them a few weeks ago. He said, are you bringing them back now? Now we're getting to winter, so I put a poll on, like, just to see if everybody wanted them, and quite a few people did. So here we are, Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. We're back, at least for the time being anyway. We'll see how they go. I've not publicised it anywhere. I just put it on me community tab, that they were coming back, and that was it. Like, I've not dropped them on Facebook or anywhere else, so I don't know who's going to turn up. As I would imagine, it'll take a week or two to get the word out. Excellent, Stu. Nice one, mate. Well done. How big? Was it from Leroy? All right, mate. Merry Christmas to you too. Was it from the Park Lake? Is it a Park Lake banger? Or somewhere else, mate? Yeah, good to see you all anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jolly good. Let me refresh the screen and see what's going on. I'm not really getting a lot of information from this. The software, it's not, something's missing from last time, and I don't know what it is. Master of Blanking, Aid. I did see your comments the other night, Aid, when I was doing the test, like, but I could only see them on the replay. 34.6 secret location, but I know it. Right, okay. You just got me even more curious now. Do you reckon you could give us a clue without that I could work out, or are you just not going to go there? It's all right if you don't want to go there, like. Master at Blanking. Yeah. How you doing, Aid, as well? Yeah, good to see you, mate. Peter. Bring them back for winter. Yeah, that was what I thought. You know, it's dark now at what, 4 o'clock. Can't go fishing for the day anymore. Like it's getting a bit silly. I have to get up so early in the morning now on a Saturday to go carp fishing, and I'm on my way home at 4 o'clock. But I've been catching really well. Like I've only been fishing a small water and a relatively local and easy one, but I've absolutely battered it. The last session I did was the 20th of November, and of course that day, in fact right through October and November, I haven't blanked. But the last 2 weeks we had Storm Arwen, and Saturday was a bit meh, and we're in Storm Barra now, aren't we? So I've not been anywhere for the last 2 weeks. Chub fishing, 5.9's a decent fish, mate. That's a cracker for the chub. You'll have your work cut out getting something bigger than that. Certainly it's anything over £6, like it's a lifetime fish for most people, isn't it? You'd only what, 7 ounces short of it. Mate, mine was method blasting with a dog throwing stick. Yeah, I have pieces. There's some lovely fish in the lake. Like there's some real crackers. Not so much massive. There's no real big fish in there. They only go to scraper 20. But there's some really nice lookers, like some ghosties, nice looking fully scaleds, and some nice commons, stuff like that. And they're a decent average size for the water. And yeah, I've had a cracking year. Like I've just been one step ahead of them all the time. I think since April. I don't know. I think might have put this on the community tab, but since the end of April, 6 or 7 months just fishing. Really just Saturdays. I did Wednesday evenings in the summer as well, but I think I only had one fish on a Wednesday evening. Everything else came on a Saturday. But just doing those Saturdays, I've had half the population of the lake in a little over 6 months, just fishing 6 hours on a Saturday. So that's a hell of a lot. But I've enjoyed every minute of it. Like it's been great. The rods are just going off all the time. Just getting 3 or 4 fish a trip sometimes. Biggest chub I caught on the River Aire, 3.9. That was huge. But a £5 chub. 5's a decent fish, mate. I've had a few 5s. And 4s as well from the 7, but I don't really fish for chub, to be honest. Not a favourite fish of mine, but my PB chub's only just over £5. I think Peter's fish is bigger, but they're a good fish for this time of year, aren't they? When it's cold, it's it kind of you've always got a chance of a bite, no matter how cold it is with the chub. So they're worth targeting, especially when the temperatures are like they are now. And I've noticed on Facebook, before I come on tonight, I thought this afternoon, and this evening, I'll have a look around the internet and see what's going on. Because I don't really watch many carp videos these days, any fishing videos, and I've not really been on social media very much. So I thought I'd have a look at what's going on in the world. And there's plenty of carp being put on Facebook, but they've all got green trees behind them, and you're thinking, yeah, whatever. Not exactly winter, but yeah, I think we're well into it now, aren't we? When we got Storm Arwen the other week and the temperatures plummeted, it was gale force winds, wasn't it? And it did go out in that. And I was in the back garden and I had to nip up the road as well, and it was freezing. Do you know what I mean? The wind chill was I don't know, -4, -5 or something like that. It was awful. And I'm glad I didn't go during storm wow. And one of my mates did. He was at the lake waiting for me. But I chickened out in the morning. But yeah, since then, like when the temperature's really dropped to 4 or 5 degrees, and we've had that horrible wind chill, I think it's just chilled everywhere down, and I think it'll be a few weeks now before the fish start coming out again. They'll just need a few weeks to acclimatise and get used to the cold, and when things get a bit more stable, they'll start feeding again. And yeah, I fancy catching a few carp this winter anyway, but we'll see. Did 5 nights at Baden-Hall and blanked. Well, it's I've never fished it, Stu, myself, to be honest. We were thinking of having a social there, me and the lads. We usually book somewhere every year. Sandhurst, Cromwell usually. Last year or this year, the lads went to Norton Disney and fished on there. But Baden-Hall was one of the Quarry Lake on Baden was one of the ones we were thinking of booking. You know, we wanted somewhere with decent fishing, like hopefully someone gets a shot at a 40 or something like that. But still nobody's had one. We've been doing these trips now for years. Most of us have got personal bests over £39. And but we just can't quite crack the 40. Not on the day tickets anyway. They come out the week before or the week after or something like that. We're just unlucky with the fishing. But I didn't go this year. Didn't go to Norton Disney, like, missed it, skipped it. And won't be going next year either, I don't think. Too much going on our own. But yeah, the quarry, it's a tough water, isn't it, these days? I've seen Will's videos on it. If you watch Will, he goes on there, and he goes on the Trout Lake as well at Eric's in his quest for the day ticket 40. And whatchamacallit as well, that one in Shropshire that I can't remember the name of. That's supposed to have a 40 in too. But it's a grind. So I'm not surprised, mate. 5 nights on there, they just... I know they've got a feed, but they're very... What's the word I'm looking for? Educated. They're not going to crawl up the bank. They know they're being fished for, and basically you're fishing for a mistake, aren't you? Even if you're on them and you've got fish in your swim, you've got to make a mistake to pick one up. Otherwise, you've had it. And you pay your money and you take your chance, really, don't you? You could go there next year and get the fish of a lifetime. I think it's quite expensive as well. You know me and day tickets. I've never been a massive fan of them, to be honest. I don't know what you were like, Stu, but the only day tickets I've fished in recent years have been where we've closed the lake. We've booked the whole lake, paid the owner to keep everybody off, so it's just like you and your mates. And you know, if there's like 30 swims on a lake, there might only be 14 or 15 of us, and we pay extra to close it for all of us, like, just so there's room to move for everybody. So that's the only day ticket fishing I've done recently. The rest of the time I avoid them like the plague. Yeah, full every day, nothing coming out. That's par for the course, innit? I actually love waters like that. You know they should be coming out, and you know they're getting away with it, and it just needs something that little bit different. Mr. T, all right, mate? Good to see you back. Good to be back. But yeah, you just need that something that little bit different, don't you, to get under the guard. A lot of angling pressure on there. Yeah, there's been a lot of angling pressure on the water I'm fishing, Stu. It's only little, and if it's got 7 or 8 anglers on it, it's full, and there's virtually no room. And there's so many lines in the water everywhere they go, because it's only tiny water, a couple of acres, with lines in the water all the time. Like, they get really skittish very, very easily. But I find that if you find them and get on them, you can generally get one to make a mistake. And that's how my fishing's been all year. It's not as hard as bait and haul, but I've still got to get under their skin, if you like, and get them to make mistakes. He's had a social on there, otherwise not my style of fishing. No, I don't think it's mine either, mate. Mine's up close and personal. That's the way I prefer it. Like, I like to see the fish I'm fishing for, look at them, study them, look for the chinks in the armour, and draw up a plan to catch them, and hopefully like mug one off. That's how I do my fishing. But just sitting there, like, I don't know where. From what I've seen, like, it's like zigs in the middle, or some people will fish like bright pop-ups on a Ronnie rig and stuff like that. They've seen it all, mate. They're very, very difficult to trip up, I think. And the fact that nobody's catching anything suggests that they're getting away with it. And I've seen the video. You've probably seen it yourself, like, where someone, it was a day ticket, uncovered, or I don't know what's the word, not uncovered, but where they just took the chances with everybody else, and they had a drone up, and they flew it over the lake looking for the fish, and the fish were in one area not showing, quite close into the bank, and they were able to capitalise on it. But that's the kind of sly thing they do when they're under pressure. They stop showing, and they skulk off into corners. And our family have been doing that on my water as well. Like, they'll either go into one of the corners, into 1 or 2 holding areas, or if there's a lot of anglers on the lake, say there's there might be a gap of 100 yards between 2 anglers, then you can guarantee they'll be smack bang in the middle, and away from the lines in the water, and you can drop it in between anglers, and just underarm and a bait in. Caught me a lot of fish this year. Day ticket, no privileges. That's it, Peter, thank you. Yeah, no privileges, no baiting done for them, no swims closed for them or anything. I think it means they're just taking their chances with everybody else. And interesting to see, though, it's just, you get a bird's eye view from a drone. As you know, I've got one, a drone. It's only been out once or twice, to be honest. I bought it to help with the YouTube filming, but in the 2 years now that I've had one, I used it twice. Just sits on the floor. I'll have to recharge all the batteries when I take it out again, and I don't know when that'll be. It's obviously got to be on a quiet day when it's high pressure and no wind, but it's still there in case I ever need it. And I do intend to use it. Like, it will, I'm sure it'll lead to be catching when I would have blanked, because they're quite handy. I'm boshing all over as well. That's just even worse, isn't it? Because you know where they are, and they're there, and they're still getting away with it. What's everyone been up to anyway this summer? I mean, I've just stuck to the local water, and I've not fished anywhere else. I've, for the first time in years, I've stuck to the same place, and the results have just got better and better. Usually I would yeah, let me show that one, Leroy. It's it got caught in the filters for something, probably because it had Pornhub in it, or Pronhub. my results have got better and better as the years gone on, like sticking with the same water. I'll be honest, that's not my favourite way of fishing. I like to flit around from place to place. You don't catch as many fish, but it does keep it more interesting. And I must admit, I've been quite bored the last few months, like just kind of turning up, finding the fish, getting on them, catching, getting off with a result. And it's just kind of like a cycle that's just gone on and on and on and on and on. But I fancy changing. I want to change waters now. Whether I will or not, I don't know. It's probably not the right time of year to do that. I might as well stick with what I'm doing, but certainly next spring I'll be looking to pastures new, and hopefully, might be able to get back in among some decent fish again. I didn't, Leroy, I'll be honest. I know about the hack of Angling Direct. It was all over Facebook and the internet, wasn't it? But I don't use Angling Direct that much, to be honest. I've had a couple of things off them, but not many. It worries me that they've been hacked. The first thing you think of, are all my details going to turn up on the dark web or something like that? So it is a bit worrying. Always, if something like that happens and I find out there's been a hacking and I've got an account there, whatever password I use to log into that account, I'll make sure it's not being used anywhere else. So I've done my double checks, like on me security and stuff like that. Good practice. But they're back operating again now, aren't they? They've got it sorted out, I'm sure. But it doesn't bode well, does it? The fact that they got hacked in the first place. Louis, always out of stock. Yeah, I've found that as well, mate. I've gone on there looking for stuff like, and it's out of stock. And unless it's showing in stock with a few items there, I don't buy. I'll go somewhere else. I've noticed that, like, you buy things online and you find it out of stock, they've taken the money, and then it's on back order, and you can be waiting months. I remember one of my mates a few months ago waiting ages for his new Nash bivvy. It's ridiculous. If I don't come back in, Merry Christmas. Yeah, cheers to you as well. And I'll catch up with you soon. Tight lines. Well done on the PB, mate. Spot on. Take it easy. Yeah, anyway, Angling Direct, yeah, always out of stock. Just ridiculous. So I nearly bought a new unhooking mat earlier on in the year. I was looking at a Fox one. I've got a Fox fold up one, one that folds up. And I was looking at one of the bigger ones. I think they're about 110 quid, something like that. And I looked at it. There was 4 left, and I was a bit iffy about it. I thought, oh no. So I'll have a look tomorrow. And there was 1 left. So I thought, right, that's it, I'm not buying it. Because it's either the last one, which is probably minging, or, someone would beat me to it by 5 minutes. And, they'd be checking out why I was checking out or something like that, and there'd be nothing left. So I'd end up with one on back order again, so I didn't bother. I didn't even bother getting the unhooking mat in the end, like I just left it. But yeah, even if just 1 or 2 things there, I will not buy. I like to see a full shelf before I'll commit with Angling Direct. And the same with any other site, really. Like, there's a lot of people still out of stock of stuff, isn't there? But that's the way it goes. Looking for some cheap Shimano A1s. Heard really good things about them rods for the money. I'll be honest, Leroy, I've never heard of a Shimano A1. I assume it's new. Is it a carp rod? I don't know. I know the TX2s TX2s, TX3s are quite good. They're a decent long range rod for the money, like they come in quite cheap. So yeah, they're new A1s. Right, okay. I've never heard of them, mate. I ordered 2 new TX2s from Carp Fishing UK. They sent me one shrink wrap handle and the other cork. Yeah, that's just outrageous, that, isn't it? How they can send you 2 different rods like that. It's disgusting. Just you have to question the competence of the people packing the order and the way of doing business. Just yeah, that's ridiculous, that, Louis. It really is. Like this, if you wanted both shrink wrap, they shouldn't be sending you one with cork handle. That's just wrong. And a mistake like that would see the end of my business with them, mate. I wouldn't buy anything from them ever again. But you know, if they were doing a good price on them, like, and you do eventually get your rod, you know, the TX2, that's fine. You know, you can't argue with that, can you? Especially if you've got a good deal on them and it was worth waiting for. But if it wasn't worth waiting for, then yeah, just don't buy from them again. Give them a wide berth. It's poor, innit? Poor service, that, I would call that. You know, who in the right mind thinks you can send two odd rods like that and the person who's receiving them is going to be happy with them? Just no. They can't resend the correct in case I don't send the cork one back. So I said, but I'm out of pocket. Used to say they'll resend the correct one. Yeah, you don't know, do you? And this is the problem with buying online as well. Like, it's not like you can pop up the road, is it? And you know, explain the error of their ways. Mind you, if you could pop up the road, you wouldn't have got odd rods sent to you in the first place, really, would you? No, you're not being over the top, mate. You buy a pair of rods, like, you'd expect them to be identical. You know, one cork, one shrink wrap is not acceptable at all. There's nothing unreasonable about it. They should just send you another one straight away. You know, they can say, you know, oh, we'll arrange for the other one to be picked up, or ask you to send it back to them, and they'll cover the cost. But yeah, 14 days. Well, as long as you get it, mate, that's the main thing. And if you don't, then you know, you can slate them on social media. You know, it's very, very easy to get a negative word out there if they don't, you know, book their ideas up, like, and send you the right thing in the first place. And they need to up their customer service, really, don't they? Otherwise, just complain. Just take to Twitter and Facebook, to some of the groups, and say, you know, don't buy from this company. This has happened. And you know, you're not lying or anything like that. And yeah, give them a negative review, and leave it on the internet to be found. Just tell them straight. But as long as you send it to you, mate, I suppose it'll be all right. Nah, mate, not you. I think you've been quite polite, to be honest. It's okay to be reasonable at first, like, but if they start bullshitting you, then that's the time to rant, isn't it? Thankfully, most of the time, if you're firm with them, it doesn't get that far. And I think most places have got good customer service. Certainly Angling Direct have. Hey up, Ian. Good to see you, mate. just finished my cup of tea. How are you, Ian? Anyway, you alright? You popped into one of the tests last night as well, didn't you? It's good to be back, I've got to say. There you go. Put a little ticker on for a while. We're all tackle tarts at the end of the day. I think I'm turning into one slowly. I'm still very much a bi-British person. Since I was last live, I don't know actually, you may know about it anyway. I'm pretty sure it might be on one of the old live streams. I've bought a new landing net. 180 quid for a landing net. Yeah, I still haven't used it. I'm pretty sure it's on one of the old live streams, like, so I must have bought it, what, February, March time, something like that, last year or this year. So it must be, what, 10 months ago, something like that. And still haven't used it. I've thrown it in the tackle room and I'm still using the old one. Even though it's battered and beaten to a pulp and full of holes, I still prefer my old landing net to the new one. I will use the new one, like, don't get me wrong, it's a lovely net. It's a Matrix Bulldog, 42-inch Matrix Bulldog, made in England, obviously, because I like my stuff English. Cracking landing net, you know, no getting away from that, like, lovely and light, one of the lightest on the market, but I'm still using my old one. Bizarre. Most people can't wait to use new stuff, and I've just thrown mine in the tackle room and not bothered taking it. Yeah, clearly needed it. To be honest, Louis, my old net is it's battered. It does need replacing, but I like it. They don't make nets like that anymore. It must be 20 years old, best part of 20 years old, but it's got handles stitched into the net. So when you get a fish on the bank, you net your fish, you just, like, you know, disconnect the centre pole, and it's like having your fish in a sling already, because it's got these handles on it. So you just put the handles together and lift the net up and weigh the whole lot. And I don't need to take a sling with me or anything like that. I just put the net inside the mat, make sure the fish is in there properly, and then just lift it up and weigh it, and then weigh the net afterwards and take the weight off. It's really, really quick way of keeping the time down that they're out of water. So it works for me, but I can't find a net that's got those stitched in handles anymore. They just don't exist. It's like they were popular back in the day, but they kind of, like, everybody's just gone back to normal nets again, and I can't find a net with stitched in handles. Otherwise I'd have bought one of them, but in the end I had to buy one, and I got this Matrix Bulldog, and I like to use those handles to weigh me fish. I don't want to have to take a weigh sling with me as well. I've got one, but you know, I'm trying to keep the weight of my gear down, not take more. Sabre carbon landing net for 69 quid. It's not bad. Decent net for the money, and it seems to be holding up well. Yeah, I got a whatchamacallit, a 42-inch chub landing net. I think it was chub. And oh, hello. What the hell? Crashed. Oh, what the hell is going on here? Run what? Ooh. What the hell? The sound's off because I switched the mic off. I've just got virtually just a whole ton of screens just opened up on me, and I cannot get them off at all. Just something just gave, and it's gone nuts on me, and I do not know what to do. Oh, right, what can we do? Let's try delete, see if I can use my keyboard to do something. Sorry guys, it's just, I have no idea what just happened. But, you know, at least you can still hear me anyway. I suppose that's one thing. I don't want to restart this if I can help it, like, but I am kind of stuck. Damn it. Let's have a look. Rich and Leo. Alright chaps. Sorry, your message has just gone off the top there, but yeah, I acknowledge that you've just come in there and said hello. Speedmasters. Yeah. Old Tigra spools feel quite solid. Fox one with the handles. They should bring them back. You're right, Peter, they should. That mine's a Fox. It's called an Extreme, Fox Extreme, I think it's called, the landing net. And the handles in it are great. You know, you just literally just weigh your fish in the net. No transferring it to a sling or a sack or anything else. Just it doesn't come out of the net once it's out of the water. The only time it comes out of the net is when you lift it up for photos, and it makes for, you know, smooth operation when you're weighing your fish. So that's why I haven't swapped to this bulldog that I've got. But it's ripped. the corners, you got your net going up like that, and you got these corners. It's ripped, big holes slipping down. So when it's extended like that, it's not actually 42 inches. Mine's ripped in and torn, and it's a lot smaller now than it used to be. It's still big enough to get a fish in, like, no problem, but it does need to be sorted out, shall we say. Yeah, I don't know how the hell to get out of this. The way I'm going to end this live stream, when I end it, will be to press the reset button on my computer, I think, because it's goosed. I have no idea what happened to make it go like that, but damn near crashed. Very strange. But, it's still going, so I'll carry on. Where are we? Should have paid the extra 20 quid. Isn't that always the case? Just got my reels out to double check. Yeah, they're firm. Right, okay. How am I going to get out of this? I've got a load of things running that should not be running. Jesus. How many folders are open on this machine? So many. Right, this is improving slowly but surely. Sorry about this, guys. It's I have no idea what's happened. I've never seen my PC do this. I actually thought it had been hacked at one point. I'm still not sure what's gone on. The antivirus hasn't gone off or anything like that, but it's certainly very bizarre. There you go. Put your Pornhub comments in there, Ian. Managed to get it in. It's still trying to close all these windows down. It's opened an awful lot of them. Yeah. Anyway, has anybody had a good season, by the way, fishing wise? Have you all been catching? I know Ian's had a few, like I've seen Ian's had at least 130. And some good fish over the course of the summer. He puts them on Instagram, and I've seen them on there. Like he's had some decent ones, some very decent ones. Yeah, Billinger's, mate. It's a lovely water. It's I'm not in Northwich at the moment, like, but I've been in it twice over the years. I like the Weaver. Fishing on the River Weaver is good. Billinger never fished. I was in there for the Weaver, and I joined to fish Petty Pool as well. But I found Pettypool quite difficult, and not a water that's for the faint-hearted. Definitely not, but you know, the rewards are in there. But yeah, Billinger's a lovely water, mate, and it's got some nice fishing as well. There's I can't remember the last person I spoke to about Billinger, and it might have been you. Someone told me there's about 630s in there. I don't know whether that's true, but about 6 is what I got told. The canal behind Billings, yeah, it is, yeah, the wides, I think they call it. I fished there a few times. There used to be one of the wides, the first one, had a sunken boat in it. I don't know whether it's still there. It used to stick out the water. It was just off the canal, but quite forward. So, you know, you got like loads of space behind it, and where the big wide was. And there was always fish at the back of that wide. Loads of them. And yeah, it was a good area. Never did catch one from there, like, but I did have a go a few times. And the canal pit as well was alright. But that had a fish kill a few years ago. And they lost a load of fish, didn't they? Now, up Clyde, you work at Northwich, right on the Weaver at Anderson. And it works out for those 20 plus cars from now. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all, mate. I fished the Weaver. I mean, it's over 20 years ago now. It was around the late 90s, and around the year 2000 I fished the Weaver, and I fished by the Blue Bridge and round Northwich Boatyard, those areas, and up on the old river. And I think we had quite a few fish out of there, like, and quite a few 20s as well. And I think me and my mate had, in the space of about 4 weeks, we had 8 20s in 4 weeks, just like, you know, just doing Friday night into Saturday morning and then getting off in the morning. We had 8 20s between us in about 4 weeks. So they were quite plentiful. One of the fish I caught back then, all those years ago, no, I think it was a bit later than that, around 2005, I had a fish out of the old river, and I've seen that fish on Instagram. It's been caught by a couple of local lads, and it's over £27 now. I've got a picture of it when it was £17 back in the old river. So they've been in there for years, and some of them are known fish. Certainly I've had fish that I've seen before, and the people have caught, and I look back and think, oh Christ, yeah, I had that one 15 years ago. But yeah, one of them's £27 now. It hangs around by the boatyard, on the boatyard stretch at Northwich quite a lot, and I've seen it caught twice now at 27 plus. Nice fish, big scales on it, like 3 big scales on its side. Nice. But yeah, down by the boat liftings, places like that, there used to be a hotel floating, or you know, restaurant in Northwich town centre, which people used to fish opposite. The confluence with the Dane was another spot. In fact, the Dane itself had some nice carp in at one stage. There used to be a ghostie in there called Casper years ago, but it's gone now. The Dane's been ravaged by otters, and those fish aren't there anymore. Like, but I think there's still some in the Weaver. Yeah, they do still get caught as well, and there's quite a few 20s in the river now as well. There's been rumours of fish kills on there for a while, and I personally know of two fish kills in the early noughties, mainly on the Winsford stretch, I think, but there's still a lot of fish in the river, and it's a good place to fish as well, like, because you never see anyone from one day to the next. And I remember when I fished there 20 years ago, We saw a couple of carp anglers the first week of the season, and then by week 2, after June the 16th, the week after, me and my mate were on our own, and we were on our own all summer, all through the autumn, right through to November when we stopped fishing. So not many people fish it, which I suppose is quite good, really. It's certainly a case of who dares wins on that place anyway, and if you can bait up, all the better. But with Northwich, Ian, you've got some cracking stretches of river there for river carp. If you were that way inclined, like, if you fancied something a little bit different, it's well worth it, mate. But Billinge looks good. I don't know whether those 630s is right. It might have been you that told me that, Ian, I don't know. Or it might have been someone else. I'm really not sure. Tell you what, my PC's goosed. It really is. I literally can't do anything. I'm frantically sitting here. I've been closing windows down or trying to. Solid. There's literally hundreds of them opened in front of me. And I thought, oh, what's going on here? And I still can't get them all closed. Mad. I don't know what happened. But yeah, the Anderson boat lift area is well worth a look. Leroy, Northwest Carp's my Facebook page. Northwest Carp. That's me page. And I've got a group as well called Northwest and Cheshire Carp Angling, I think it's called. I'll tell you what it's called. I'll have a look. Just go on this computer instead, like, because it's a bit more stable. I'll be able to tell you. I think it's Northwest and Cheshire. There's two. There's Cheshire and Northwest Angling, and mine's like a Northwest and Cheshire Carp Angling. I'll just confirm that for you though. I look in on it once a day, like, and I let new members in and stuff like that, but it's generally quite quiet. Not much gets said in there, to be honest. The lads aren't really using it, which is a shame, but I try to keep as many adverts out of it as I can. I have a no advertising rule on there, like, so if all these, like, field testers and promo team members that go spamming all Facebook with all loads of crap, I generally get rid of them, because I just want it to be about talking fishing, really, and not people who are only interested in making money. If that makes sense. I'll try and keep it out. So it's quite a quiet group, to be honest. Northwest and Cheshire Carp Angling, it's called. Let's have a look. Seems to have an awful lot of notifications on my phone. Evening, Andy. You alright, mate? Run into a bit of trouble here, Andy. My PC's nearly crashed. It all went very, very funny on me, and I literally can't do anything now. I've got so many windows open on here that I'm trying to close down, and but everything's still running. It's bizarre. Very, very strange. I can't even stop the streaming software. I don't even know where it is. Can't see it. There's so many windows open to close down, and I just don't seem to be getting very far with them. Now I'm getting somewhere. I'm hoping one of these is going to be the one that shuts off this bleeding window. Let's see what you're saying. Roads are horrific. Probably has water in it like everywhere else. Are you at work, Andy? Are you still out and about? Okay, now we're making progress. Get rid of that. Here it is. I do believe we're sorted. At least I hope we are. Happy days. Right, I'm sorry about that, chaps. Everything's all right again now. I've managed to get everything shut off, and it just seems like it's back to normal. Don't know what happened. I'll reboot the PC when I'm finished, but it looks okay at the moment. Just got on a bay in Warrington. All ferries running hours late and the roads are a mess. How are they a mess, Andy? Is it water? Are they all got standing water on them or something? Because I've not seen any snow or anything, not round here anyway. I'm guessing it's just been the torrential rain we've had all day, because it hasn't stopped very much, has it, really, to be honest. And I've been looking out the window all afternoon and it's been crap. Anyone out the weekend? Yeah, hopefully. I've had 2 weeks at home on Saturdays. Storm Arwen the 2 Saturdays ago, and last Saturday it was just windy and horrible and cold. But this week, providing it's not raining, I will go. Local park for an overnighter. Oh dear, Louis, that's gonna be a killer. I mean, it's 8th of December. It's the shortest day, isn't it? On the 21st, is it? 21st of December is winter solstice, shortest day of the year, which means it'll be dark, darkest for longer. And we're literally about 2 weeks away from that. So you'll have 16 hours of darkness, dark at 4 o'clock or thereabouts, and not light until about 8. 16 hours. Horrendous. Yeah, you've got a busy period of family. Well, it's running up to Christmas, isn't it, Andy? So it's just one of those things, isn't it? Christmas is family time, mate. So if you've got stuff to do, you've got stuff to do. Ian, need to put an end to this blank. I need to start mine. I can't remember the last time I blanked. Danny, good to see you, Danny. You've been a busy boy. Why I've been away. Through 10,000 subscribers. And I saw your £20 canal pike as well. Good stuff. Oh, sorry, yeah, and it's your birthday as well. You went roach fishing today. Sorry, I saw that as well. Happy birthday, mate. A day on the slider on Rossmere, okay, that's interesting fishing, Andy, on the slider. I'd be tempted to take the carp rods, mate, and instead of bothering with a slider or anything like that, I'd find a couple of margin spots in, less than 8 feet of water, and drop your rods in there and see how you get on, even in winter. I know it's a deep place, like it's got big depths on it, Rossmere, like, but a lot of the winter fish I caught were in water that was only 4 or 5 foot deep in the margins, just so you know. They do come out there. I'd be tempted to just carp fish it, mate. But that's just me. £10 barbel on a Dane, yeah, I remember that one as well. £4 line and a £2 hook length. Yeah, that's good going, that, mate. You must have that must be one of the biggest barbel in the Dane, because I tell you what, mate, there's not many of them left. I'll tell you that for a fact. For the reports that I've heard, like, for people going fishing it, and they do a lot of roving from swim to swim with tactics for chub and barbel. They're not catching any barbel, odd chub, yeah, but the barbel just seems to have been decimated. So that's an exceptional catch, that one, mate. You've had some good results this year, haven't you? Yeah, I think you'll catch them on the slider, Andy, without doubt. There's plenty of them in there. I would head round into the deep bay, to the left. So if you go into the car park, just go left, round the corner, and fish one of those pegs down there. And don't be surprised if you find the carp there either, because they do hang out there quite a bit. But yeah, you'll catch them, mate. When are you going there? Not Saturday, surely. Or are you going Saturday? On Saturday, I think I'm going to go to possibly the Brickies. I don't fancy going back to the local at the moment, especially with what's going on there. But I might go to Brickies. Christmas, yeah. Christmas has dropped nice for me, mate. The work party on Wednesday is fantastic. Wednesday work party between Christmas and New Year, that'll do me nicely. I've got to work New Year's Eve. I asked for all of it off and didn't get it. I was told I had to come in, like, because other people wanted to be off, and we all had to split the days between us, but I got 2 of them. So Wednesday and Thursday between Christmas and New Year I've got off. So Wednesday will be work party, and the Thursday I'll go fishing for my last session of the year, providing it's not raining or the lake's froze. And that'll be me. Yes, mate, it's confirmed. We've all been putting our names down and our numbers to so it can be notified, because we have to notify now. All work parties have to go through the work party organizer. So you give your name and your number, you go on the list, and they know how many tickets to give out and stuff like that. They've tightened it up a lot. Never used to be like that, but you've just got to give your name in, mate, and your number, and you'll be on it. Well, don't get me wrong, like, we'll still be eating sausages and cooking bacon. But yeah, we have to register now, which is fair enough. Like, I can't argue with that. It's the right thing to do. And, we do a lot of good work while we're there. We don't just eat sausages and drink cups of tea. But yeah, Wednesday the 29th, mate, should be a good day. Let's see, solid went upstream, slow and steady. Put a finger on the spool and pray it turns. Yeah. That's what I'm like with me carp, Danny. Put my finger on the spool and hope for the best. Yeah. It's a skill, a very unique skill, Danny, being able to play a big fish on light line. There's so many people bottle it, pull too hard, or do too much and end up breaking the hook length, especially with a 2 pound hook length. It's really, 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 you've just got to take a deep breath and keep it steady and try and do the best you can with it. And obviously it paid off for you, mate. But actually being able to, because once you've been at it for like 10 or 15 minutes and you're getting nowhere, a lot of people are tempted to start, edging more pressure on and stuff like that. You can't do that. And I don't know about you, but I sit there telling myself, don't overdo the pressure, don't overdo the pressure. And I talk to myself while I'm playing the fish. Like an out-of-body experience. But I find it helps. If you're sitting there telling yourself, giving yourself advice, don't pull too hard. Just wear it out. It's coming in. Because I do a lot of floater fishing and I use quite light hook lengths sometimes for surface fishing. I'll go down to like 8 or 6 pound, which is still, mega heavy compared to 2 pound hook length for a barbel. But once you hook a decent carp on it, they're quite difficult to stop with 6 pound line. So you're always talking to yourself, don't blow it, keep it steady. So it's definitely an acquired skill getting them in, mate. I think it is something you can learn over the years, but I reckon most newcomers would lose that fish, make no mistake. Let's hope Boris' announcement the club don't pull it. I don't think he's going to lock us down, Andy. I'd be very surprised if he does. I just can't see it happening again. Like the people won't take it. I think they might start rioting, to be honest. The way things are going at the moment, especially with the party. That they were mocking on that fake interview with that woman. They're not really in a position to be able to lock us down again, really. Especially when it's very much a do as we say, not as we do type of situation, isn't it? And I think, on top of that party stuff, then they're not going to lock us down again, mate. I think we'll be all right. They may just bring in, masks in shops and stuff like that. Take care, Clyde. Thanks for popping in, mate. And thanks for the tip as well about Anderton. Take it easy. So yeah, I would certainly disregard a lockdown if it comes. I mean, eventually I stayed not fishing for most of last winter, and then I finally cracked and joined the brickworks. But if they locked us down again, I think I would disregard it completely. But that's just me. So I just can't see it happening, to be honest. I was okay, as I thought it was a pike. Felt a lot in the fight and it rolled downstream. Yeah. Yeah. Bet you that was a pleasant surprise, Danny. What, the fish is dead now, is it, Danny? What happened? Yeah, cheers, Clyde. I take it the spot you were fishing, someone else went there, caught it, and now it's a goner. I don't know, mate, how did it die? Doctors had it. Poor fishing from someone. Don't know. I tell you what, on a £2 hook length, mate, it must have been knackered by the time you got it in. Definitely one that needed retention and a rest. Oh, right, okay, yeah. You if you released a film, it would get hammered. Yeah, well, that's entirely up to you, mate. It's your choice, isn't it? But if you're keeping it quiet for the sake of the fish, then, you know, that's fair play to you, mate. I would do the same. If I caught fish and I thought they'd suffer as a result of me putting a video out, then I wouldn't put it out. You know, especially if it's a special fish. Like, I mean, if it's a day ticket water or something like that, then they're gonna get mullered anyway. But yeah, a fish like that in those circumstances in that area will likely attract a load of bounty hunters, basically, just looking to score a big fish. So yeah, jumped in the river to net it. Went in, no messing. Cool. Yeah, keep it to yourself then, mate. It's, can't argue for doing that. It's a good idea. Maybe release it in a few years' time. If the fish moves on and doesn't get caught again and is no longer in the area or whatever, once it's gone, just release it then. It's something you can put out at a later date, isn't it? But for the time being, you're probably doing the right thing, I've got to say. I've not done any videos for a long time, you've probably noticed. I've not been on YouTube much, and I've not done much in the way of filming at all. Like, I can't film on the PA waters, so I don't bother. I even stopped taking my camera with me. I'm just getting to the stage now, we're coming into winter, when I'm thinking, well, I'll just nip up the brickworks and take my camera with me and do a few bits, like, but it's just not been the weather for it the last couple of weeks. I mean, filming in the wind's bad enough as it is, like, but in a gale it's ridiculous. So I've not filmed anything yet, but I've got a few ideas. I know what my next videos are, the next two. It's just a case of finding the time to do them. But I very much fish for myself, so it will have to wait until I can squeeze it in. Oh dear. Right, it's 9:15, and I'm not going to make them 2 hours, these live streams, anymore. Like, I'm going to keep them low. Don't want to go back to doing 2 hours if I can. Like, just try and keep them a bit shorter. Mrs. is promoted, hoping to get a fishing van. Looking at dropping a day in work. Wow. Okay. That's a big call, mate. Especially for a family man with kids. You know, I'd be the first person to say, chase as much money as you can. But yeah, life's too short, I suppose. I can agree with that. If I could drop a day, I would. I may well get that chance myself going forward. In fact, I may be in a position a year from now to walk away completely. I don't know, but we'll wait and see. All up in the air, isn't it, mate? But yeah, if you can drop a day, that's fantastic. Just gives you another fishing day, doesn't it? A day when you can go and get some filming done and stuff like that. You could call it a day to work on your blog, day to edit, and dedicate your time to YouTube if that's what you want to do. You're past 300 now as well, haven't you, Danny? Was it 300 and... Well, I watched you go over 300, mate. That's an awful lot of videos. An awful lot of videos. One a week, every week for 6 years. More than 6 years. It's good effort, mate. Insane amount of effort, but, good effort. Right, okay, Louis, yeah, cheers, mate. I'm going to wrap it up. It's 9:15. An hour and 15 minutes is enough for the first one back. I'll put, once this is done, I'll give a thumbnail for it, and then I'll post it on Facebook so a few of the other lads will know as well, because I haven't really advertised it anywhere. I just put it on my community tab on my channel, and that was it. So there's only really the core regulars who've been in tonight. So I shall try and spread the word a little bit over the next week, ready for next Wednesday. Yeah, well, you've got to be catching to make them, Danny, in the first place, haven't you? So, you've certainly done that over the years. I can't remember how many videos are on your channel. Let me check. Because I've still got two computers, as you know, you've seen in the past. And that's not going to work. Need to go on to another browser. I'll tell you how many videos you've got, Danny, because I know it's over 300. Because I thought I looked at the number of videos you had, and I thought, bloody hell. Where are you? Ah, there you are. $310. 310 videos. I've deleted a load of mine. Everything to do with catfish. You'll notice now if you go through my channel, you won't find any catfish videos at all. They're all gone. They've been eliminated. I've just about reached 100 videos, and I've chopped it down. It's down to about 81, 82 now, something like that. I took a load out, trimmed it and pruned it. So I'm under 1 million views again, when it just passed 1 million views, and I'm down to about 80 odd videos now. So deleting mine rather than adding them at the moment. But hey ho. I will get to 100 again eventually, but I think it might take me a year or two to get there. Because I'm not, you know me, I'm not one for the weekly jobbies. Right, I'm going to call it a day, lads. Take it easy. Andy, Danny, Clyde, Louis. Who else has been in tonight? Leroy, Peter Hamilton, Aid was quiet. Stu, who said he might come back. Mr. Tyler, Mr. T, nice one. And I think that was it. Only about 8 or 9 of you. But it's good to see you all again, and Richard and Leo as well. New year. Thanks for popping in, Rich and Leo. My computer virtually crashed when you two came in. I watched you arrive and say hi, New Year, and then all of a sudden, about 2 seconds later, everything just went haywire. So yeah, thanks for popping in, guys, and hopefully I'll speak to you again another time. And I think that's it. Oh, Ian as well, Ian McHale, nice one, Ian. Good luck on Friday to you and Louis if you're both getting out. And take care, guys. I'll see you next Wednesday, all being well. I will be back for another one, and I'll put the word out about this one. Like, I'll post it in a few places so people can watch it, and hopefully like a few more of the old regulars will come back in next week. Until then, take care of yourselves, and see you next week. Bye. That's it, thumbs up. I forgot about that. Thumbs up, ending the stream now. See you guys.